Hey, how you guys doing today? Welcome to Ajax Production. I am your host, Eniola Ajax, and we are back with another amazing episode. And this episode of the Ajax Show on the African AP Network, we're going to be talking about things that have going on today, how our life is going on today, I guess, post, moving out. And like I said, if you haven't checked it out, please go check it out on the last episode, the last two episodes. I spoke, briefly about it. But as moving out, I've realized that my relationship with God has got better. And I'm just now starting to see the necessity for a strong relationship with God, especially now that you're by yourself and you have to like literally trust on the faith that everything will be okay, even if it doesn't seem okay. If that makes sense. I realized that I desire to dress up more. As I'm suited up with a suit and a tie. I desire to, try to look better, try to look my best, do my best, put in more effort, clean my spot. I'm basically taking pride in my independence, if that makes sense. But not to like talk down on, not to say anything bad about, I guess living at home with your parents. But what I realized is that when you're by yourself, you've now recharged your brain, and your brain is now on, set to survive, literally, like protect yourself at all costs to make sure that you're good. You're good in whatever situation that you're in, putting things in order so that you can sustain yourself. Putting things in order so that you can, survive, so that you don't die, so you can eat, you can get good food, you can, hang out with good people, So like I said, this is basically to let you guys know that understand, man, this stuff is not easy. It's not for the weak. It's not for the faint of heart. This life thing, especially when you're trying to do it by yourself, and not saying I'm doing it all by myself all the way. Of course, I have support. I have family. I have good friends that are willing to help at a dime. They're willing to send me money if I need, or they're willing to like help in any situation. And I'm very, very grateful for them. And trust me, God will always continue to bless them in whatever they have going on. This is my prayer to them, that God will continue to bless you in everything you do. Thanks for all the help you've done, that you've helped me through, college, through, driving back and forth to PV when I needed gas, when I needed some money to pay a bill, when my four tires popped because I made some slight mistake. Man, I have some good friends with me. And I'm just, glad and grateful to be able to have these people with me and around me that are willing and able to help me in any situation that I'm in. Apart from that, realizing that I have great, amazing people around me, just like I said, simple situations like trying to be more open so that you can start having conversations with, different people, networking, making sure that you are known so that people can know what you do. Being cautious to think about money when you're dealing with this type of situation, to make sure that you don't stop yourself from that. So make sure that you open yourself to opportunities. That's what I'm trying to say. There's going to be opportunities everywhere. There's going to be opportunities coming left and right. So you have to be careful in what type of opportunities you want to, take on and, take on, and which one that are not useful, that you can let go of, that, what's called, you don't have to hold on to, you don't have to do it all, because you realize that they're not the best and they're not the most, desirable thing. An example, right? When I was in college, I already had my MLM experience, where I had a friend that, said it's this new opportunity, blah, 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 come check it out. And funny enough, I just made $200 in my business from, I think, flipping phones at the time. Just sold the phone, got the money, boom. Now I have cash, all right? So I have cash, and then he came with this opportunity, this MLM thing. And I was like, oh, interesting. This is another opportunity to make more money. That's how I thought about it in my head. I'm an entrepreneur, maybe give me a good product, I'll figure out a way to sell it. That's not a problem. But then I thought about it deeper. Bruv, I'm in school. I don't think I have time to take on another education to learn another course. And that's where I had the little dilemma of trying to figure out if this is what I wanted to do. But it was too late when I started thinking about it. I was already trying to learn the course, and I was like, I don't know if I can put my full attention on this because I do have school and I'm still trying to make money right now. It's not about trying to take this course to pass a test to start selling. I don't have time for that. So I ended up leaving the thing. But what I also learned from it is that I also have to recruit other people. That's one part I didn't like about the whole thing. It's like I didn't want to recruit anybody. That's not what I wanted to do it for. It wasn't to like try to get other people on top of it. And like I said, I've done other MLM things in like, honestly, my first business that I did online was an MLM thing. It was, I think it was Prime America, where I was trying to, sell the services to people I knew and stuff. And I think I got a couple of people that bought, 2 or 3 people that made me $80, but I couldn't cash out of the money. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, knowing that I did the work, I got the people, and I didn't get the money. That hurt my feelings a lot because I didn't have the right documentation to be able to receive the money. That's another story for another day. This is just basically saying that I like letting you know that I have experience in the MLM situation. And this same friend honestly brought me to another MLM gathering. I don't know why he likes being roped into this MLM situations. But we ended up going to a hotel, all the hype, all the church vibes that it were given, and jumping up and down, excitement. It was cool. It seemed like, oh shit, these people might be doing something. But then it got to the recruiting again. I have to recruit. I don't like that. Of course, I know business is all about, sales, marketing, getting new customers, things like that. Yes, I like that. But trying to building the employees, building a team, I like that. But like trying to recruit someone to be on my team, especially when most of them don't understand what they're really jumping into. It's not like they came to you and asked you, hey, how can I hop in? And you now help them into it. You know what I mean? But most of these people don't know what you're selling. They don't understand it. And you're just like basically saying, this is the opportunity to make you rich. Yes, this will make you rich. Just sell it now. Doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? And that's how you get people that drop off, people that don't continue with the thing because they realize that it's not aligned with them. You know what I mean? And this is me basically, letting you know that I know I have experience in this MLM situation. So when my friend brought the new opportunity, this time about some Forex thing, especially me knowing that, back in college, there was a Forex thing with the MLM thing too. We recruited college students at the time. And now it's like, okay, after college, now you're still trying to get into Forex, MLM. Okay, I get it if you want to trade the market. That's okay. You can put your money in the market and trade it. But trying to get MLM, that's where I now was kind of like, okay, let me pause on this. This is not the type of business I want to go into. So I found another route. I found another business model that I'm trying to dive into now. And I think I'm very, that's what I'm saying, that opportunity comes in twos. I'm starting to think opportunities comes in twos. That is a good opportunity and it's a bad opportunity. And you just got to choose the right one at the right time. And when you choose the right one, you go into the right path. So you got to be careful when you make decisions, especially when you're by yourself and nobody's here to say, hey, that's the wrong decision. Don't do that. Do this, do that. You know what I mean? So you got to make those decisions correctly. What else? Loneliness. Yes, it gets lonely. But what solves the loneliness is your hustle, your grind. So I mean, you make sure that you have something you're doing, like a job or business, something that you're building so that it doesn't feel lonely. Because when your mind is focused on what you're building and what you're doing, then you're not worried about all the extra dancing around that is going on in society. You're focused on your business. You're making sure that that's the most priority thing that you got going on. And that'll entertain you as much until you can now start, then you have enough bandwidth to be able to take on a little bit more, maybe entertainment, a little more fun, maybe getting a girlfriend, things like that. While you're on the move, while you're on the grind, stay on the grind, focus. And I'm trying to remind myself to do that. You know what I mean? That at the end of the day, yes, it's fun to do things, it's fun to go out, it's fun to spend money, it's fun to but trust me, it comes back to bite you in the butt if you're not careful with it, if you're not, taking it cautiously. Handle your business when you need to handle your business. Make sure you have the right conversations. Make sure you start growing and start, basically challenging yourself to go bigger. Go for a bigger client, go for a bigger opportunity, go for a bigger. Don't keep yourself small. This is not the time you keep yourself small because at the end of the day, you have to feed yourself. And you have to test yourself to see how much money can you bring in. Like I said, I am entrepreneurial, so I think in that way. What kind of client can I bring in? Can I bring in a marketing client? This kind of client? I need to be open to taking all types of opportunity at this point because I feel like holding myself back will stop me from, would stop me from going to the next level. And that's where I'm having this conversation with y'all to let y'all know that I'm about to start opening up a little bit more, start talking more. As you can see, I just upgraded the camera, just put my phone there, boom. Now it looks like HD quality stuff. And I like this. I wanna, continue building this brand that I got going on online. Make sure it's a daily thing and make sure that I'm on top of it on a daily basis. But overall, before I go, I want to do, housekeeping. I know I'm past my time, the 10 minutes mark, but what's it called? But the sponsor of this show is Ajax Pro LLC. Ajax Pro LLC is a digital marketing. I want to rephrase that. The sponsor of this show is Ajax Pro Marketing Group. Ajax Pro Marketing Group is a digital marketing firm that helps businesses transition from traditional business marketing to digital business marketing, to understand how to start relating your business in a digital format, so that people, to your ideal audience that's online most of the time, can relate with your business too. There's new tools that is coming up like AI, things like that. You don't want to miss out on the new trend. You want to be making content. You want to make sure that you're out there. You want to make sure that you put yourself out there so that people can know who you are, what you do, and how they can contact you at all costs. Yes, some people are not bold to put themselves on camera and stuff like that, but it's very important that if you can, you should. If you can't, it's okay. I would say practice. What I'm doing right here with the podcasting is practicing, putting my reps in, getting comfortable in front of the camera, getting comfortable talking about whatever. It doesn't matter, because the moment you're used to talking about whatever, now you can talk about whatever on your phone, on social media. Now you're just talking about politics. Now you're talking about entertainment. Now you're more, relatable character in a social sphere, and you want to be relatable, especially if you want to be able to, influence people to buy your product or service that you have. You know what I mean? So like I said, I'm just letting you know that that's what we do here at Ajax Pro LLC. We also work on our own personal project, which is what I'm going to spend the next 2-3 minutes talking about. Because I also want to make sure that I make a point to talking about the projects I have going on right now as well. But while I'm still trying to, fuel up the business, the marketing business, and get new clients and things like that, gradually, to make sure I get the right clients that can pay me, for a long period of time, but also can, that also is also work that I could do comfortably, that I can do without, interrupting the things I have going on right now. Things I got going on right now. But the side project is to help me keep practicing my digital marketing, because I realize that if you're not really actively doing something in the space, your skills are gonna get, you're gonna get decayed. They're gonna get, atrophy. You're not gonna understand where this goes anymore. How do I do this anymore? You know what I mean? So as a young, entrepreneur, as a young marketer, as a young business digital marketer person, I always try to encourage myself to always try to keep doing things on the side, to like side projects, to keep my skills sharp. Marketing, not right. Okay, so right now the project we're working on is I think it's Essentia.com. Essentia.shop. It's gonna be an online store. Essentia.shop. Basically, this online store is my experiment ground to. I did one last year when I called it essentialblossoms.com. So I just shortened the name, called it a little shorter, nice and sweet. Boom, the shop, nice and boom, straight to the point. So now this is I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what product I'm gonna be selling. If it's a digital. You know what I mean? And like I said, if you're interested in stuff like this, I'm going to start, doing our podcast on the Brain Shift podcast, maybe in the evening, in the night, where I go throughout the day and I talk about things that are happening in the business at night for the Brain Shift podcast. But for now, we are here, on a daily basis, every morning, every morning, I'm going to be here, having these conversations with y'all, talking, updating y'all my life, motivating y'all if I need to. Just talking about what I need to talk about, because at the end of the day, I need to practice. Like I said, I just need to get the reps in, get the habit dialed in properly, so I can now take it to the next level, and start selling these services to other people where they can pay me $1,000 me, you know what I mean? Yes, sir. My name is Eniola Ajax. I am your host, Eniola Ajax, and this is the Ajax Show, and I'll see you tomorrow.